Yeah, I should win just because you had the Timberwolves in the 8th seed.
Vasilevsky's been playing really well, and the Lightning have great offense.
Yeah, it was a tremendous shot, and I've come to expect it from LeBron. I would say I wish the best for the Red Sox, but as a Yankees fan, that's really hard for me to do.
The biggest addition to me is Jalen Brunson.
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and that's all I have to say. He's still a top 5 quarterback in this league, and there's nothing really anyone can do about it.
Why'd you have to name him? Like, seriously. Thanks, man.
Who would have thought 5 years ago that the Clippers and Nets would be facing in the finals?
How is Joe Burrow going to get the ball to them if his butt is already on the ground?
Crazy. And for the fans at home,
Hello, I'm Cy Mendenhall, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin. I'm joined by the man, Austin, and I'm surprised, Austin, that this Sunday of football games lived up to the excitement and kind of what it was like for the NFL divisional round last week.
Yeah, and while the Patriots game was low scoring because of the weather and partially because both of those defenses are top 5 in the league, it was still a close and good game. We'll have a different video this week or next week talking about the Patriots, and because me and a friend of mine had a very lengthy argument regarding how easy the schedule has been or how hard it has been, because there's the fact that they played now, after they played the Seahawks this season, they would have played the 1st, 2nd, 5th, and 6th hardest defenses in the league during these playoffs. So I do think that the people are making it a little bit too big of a deal. They're not giving enough credit to the Patriots defense, which has been remarkable this postseason. Like, if Stroud plays that bad, well, partially it's also the defense has to play well, right? Like, if the defense plays well, Stroud's going to play bad and vice versa. So that's kind of my thing. I thought Stidham played fine, but did you watch the game?
Yeah, I think.
What did you think about the 4th down go for?
I don't hate going for it, especially with the backup quarterback.
I think against a great defense, at home with the backup QB is the perfect time to go for it. Perfect. Because you got to think, when are we going to get back to this point of the field? They never did. They never got that close again to the field. And if you kick that field goal, you only tie the game. They only scored 10 points, which is what the Patriots ended up scoring. The play you can't have is the fumble.
Yeah.
And I did think that was a backwards pass. I don't know about you. I thought it was a fumble.
Yeah, I thought it was a fumble. It was such a weird thing. And exactly, I think it is the perfect reason to go for it because you want to take advantage of a situation you're not going to continuously be in with a backup quarterback.
Do you want it's one play to decide your future, and like those are the types of plays you live for and the plays you have to make. And while it didn't work, I think people were too caught up in, it didn't work, that means it's a bad play, when that's just purely wrong. I mean, I don't know why so many people are so worried about, hey, they didn't get it, so that means it's a bad play call, when that's just not the case at all.
Yeah, and I thought Stidham played well outside of that fumble, because if you're the backup, you just can't turn over the ball. And that really is the only, if you look at it, the Patriots didn't score an offensive, couldn't work their way down the field like that.
Yeah, they scored a touchdown off the fumble basically, but which was offensive. But yeah, you're right. That was the main thing. And I do think that one thing that Drake May has been better at than his opponents this entire playoffs is that he has continuously not turned the ball over as much as the other QB. Yes, he had 2 fumbles. Again, we're not counting the pick at the end of halftime against the Texans. That does not count. He did have 2 fumbles in that game, though, but Stroud turned the ball over 4 or 5 times, so he wins that battle. This past game, Stidham throws a pick at the end of the game, but the major play was the fumble. And then, obviously, he didn't turn the ball over there. So I do think that's the bigger thing. The other game, Herbert fumbled. And, yes, May threw a pick, but he hasn't been the one to play his team out of games. And sometimes that's all you need is your QB to play disciplined. While he only had 86 passing yards, made a lot of big plays on the ground and did have the one that he apparently called himself. I don't know if you saw that, but he was the one to say, "Hey, I'm going to run it." On that. Yeah, apparently that was his call. So he had 65 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. He had almost as much rushing yards as Ramondre Stevenson did. So, look, while it wasn't Drake May's greatest game, he's going against a top 2 defense in the league, and they're on the road, and the weather conditions aren't great. Just don't turn the ball over. And he did everything that you should do as a QB in those games. Sure, he's not making an outstanding play here or there in the air, but he did make 2 huge plays on the ground that ended up winning them that game.
Yeah, and this isn't an offense built for a high-powered quarterback. This offense still needs work to me from its weapons. Not saying Diggs and Booty aren't bad. It's just they're not. There isn't a lot to do, and given the conditions, it's not where he's going to go tear it up. So I do agree that he did exactly what was needed to do, especially for a quarterback that's in his second year in the NFL and perform in his first time in the playoffs. So to me, it's kind of Vrabel coaching him up and McDaniels as well, putting him in the right positions where he can make those plays and use his legs and do just enough for the Patriots to win.
Yeah, it's a great point. And I definitely believe that Vrabel has been one of the most impressive coaches in the league. And we can kind of move over because another one of them is Mike Macdonald. We are going to do a video about the Rams, and because of their age and Stafford and Devontae Adams, like how does this team look in the future? But you have to give credit for the Seahawks winning this game. They earned it in to get home field advantage during the regular season, and they outplayed the Rams again. While there was some time where, the Rams don't get it on the 4th down as well. They also had a moment there where they could have taken the lead and they weren't able to. But they win now the season series against the Rams 2-1, and that sends them to their first Super Bowl since they played against the Patriots all the way back in 2014.
Yeah, and talking about that 4th down, I don't understand the argument where it's like put pressure on the offense by kicking the field goal. To me, there's always pressure on the offense to get that 1st down. So going for the
and this is also my thing. Yeah. We can go back to the Patriots game too. This is a conversation over both because they both had a similar moment. Going forward on that 4th down, you're trusting your defense to get a stop. If you have a good defense, which both of these teams have, you expect them to get a stop there. And the Broncos did get the ball back for their team, and so did the Rams. Neither of them scored on the next drive, but it was a big reason why they won is those teams were able to move the ball just a little bit more and not allow them to get those 4th downs. But again, the Rams, you have to trust your defense. The Broncos, you have to trust your defense, and the defense ended up getting the ball back. Field goals usually don't win you the game. And at the end of the day, the Rams didn't get back in field goal range, right? So you kick the field goal there, and then the Seahawks do exactly what they did, and you get the ball back. You didn't even get in field goal range anyways.
Yeah, and to me, I also see it as we trust our offense. And if you're looking at the Rams' strength is their offense. So if you can go make a play to go win it with Stafford, Nacua, and Adams, you go do that. And it was just that time where they couldn't get it done. So I think you got to give props to the Seahawks and that defense. The Rams had technically they both went or led to touchdowns, but you have Tariq Woolen's unsportsmanlike conduct leading to the Rams getting a touchdown. But I think the Rams were in control, and then you have that special teams mishap where the guy just falls and touches the ball, and then the Seahawks quickly score after that. So I think you also have to give props to Sam Darnold. He played fantastic, ended with 3 touchdowns, and didn't turn over the ball, which had kind of been his issue over in the past and in the past playoffs. And he did a great job. And I think you have to give credit to what that offense is built with Jackson Smith, Nick Jigba, as that catch was just incredible.
Yeah, it was, and his ability to get open is pretty remarkable as well. It is crazy to think that either Sam Darnold or Drake May is a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, it's shocking. And you have to give credit to where it's due. And I think a lot of that is to the coaches for putting these guys in the right positions.
Mike went 2-0 this conference championship. It's Mike versus Mike. Mike Vrabel and Mike Macdonald.
And two defensive head coaches with Vrabel and Macdonald.
I do think both of them are impressive. I think, obviously, the Patriots, their turnaround is a little bit more impressive. I know people are going to, again, talk about the schedule. That doesn't move the needle for me. You play the schedule that's in front of you. It's decided by everyone that is bad one year. The next year is going to have an easier schedule than the rest of the league. That's how the league is oriented. That's how the league is decided to create its schedules. And I don't understand why people have such a problem with a team having an easy schedule when if you have a bad record and finish last in your division, you're going to have an easy schedule. Like, that's just guaranteed.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are upset about the Patriots being back in the Super Bowl, but to me, it's a completely different team. And I think it is impressive. What I would say is impressive with the Seahawks turnaround, the Patriots, it was a complete overhaul coaching wise, but the quarterback's still there. What's impressive with Seattle is, yes, McDonald kind of had set the foundation in his first year, but a lot of the key contributors are new guys, especially on offense, because to me, that's been the biggest difference is their offense. So defense, young guys, and that's McDonald's strength, but new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. JSN was there, but his role was not what it is now. They got rid of Metcalf, Lockett, brought in Cup. To me, that is what is impressive is bringing in those guys, betting on Sam Darnold again and Jackson and getting a better year. So that to me is what is really impressive as that offense has continued to grow. And then it's Clinton Kubiak doing well with that offense.
Yeah, but Kubiak was good last year with the Saints as well. I think he's just an offensive guru at the moment. And I do think it is impressive doing it with the new team. Sam Darnold has really impressed. And I think that it's what surprised me about Sam Darnold is that his composure in the big moments. He made some really big throws in this game. And I do wonder what kind of his story is going to be now. Do you think that he signs an extension? Because I know that it was a 3-year deal he signed. So he has 2 more years on his contract. Wait. Yeah. He has 2 more years.
Yeah, he's got 2 more years, yeah. I don't know if they give an extension. I think they might wait 1 more year. Just because they might consider – because I forget how young he is or what his age is. So he's 28.
He's 28.
I think they might give it a year, maybe during the season. They may talk about an extension.
Yeah, I think they may be a little bit more proactive with it because, especially if they win the Super Bowl.
If they win the Super Bowl, I understand that. I think I can see the argument of why giving them an extension because of that quarterback money. I could also see them possibly thinking about developing a quarterback under him.
Yeah, but he's still young enough that he's going to be a starter for if he stays healthy and doesn't regress significantly. He's going to be a starter for the next 7 to 10 years. So I think that he is. I think you do save money if you were to extend him this offseason. So I would probably do it.
Yeah, it's tricky because I wonder the 3-year deal to me was like, okay, he's a bridge quarterback, but he's shown he's a starter. So it really depends on what happens during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. I also don't like letting one game though decide your entire decision making process, but I do get it also. I'm 50-50 on it. I do think that they should extend him though, and we'll have a lot of time to talk about that over the offseason. But it's been extremely impressive. It's been a very good playoffs, and I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends think that the Super Bowl is going to be a blowout, that the Seahawks are going to win by 40, but I don't see that. I think it's going to be a very good game.
I think it's going to be a very good game. You have young quarterbacks at both areas, or young depending on just how well Darnold is playing, because it's hard to get rid of that reputation he had with the Jets and with the Panthers. But these two
A Super Bowl wipes it off the
Oh yeah,
face of the earth.
absolutely.
I mean, at that point, who cares?
And I think you have Vrabel, who's an experienced coach, that he knows how to do it, versus McDonald, who's not as experienced.
That's true. And I mean, we haven't really talked about the Titans all that much, but 2 years after you fire a head coach, he's winning a Super, or 3 years after winning, because he didn't sign that first year. In 2023, he didn't coach. In 24, he got signed. So he was 22, he was the head coach of the Titans. 23, he coached nobody. In 24, he was the head coach of the Patriots, and then Patriots this year. So it's second year with the team, but 3 years after you fire a head coach, he's winning a Super Bowl.
It's his first year with the Patriots.
No, it's his second year, I thought.
No. Last year was Mayo.
I thought the year before that was Mayo.
No, I believe this is his first year.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm checking.
Yeah, it's his first year.
Oh wow. I don't know why I thought he was the coach last year.
It is funny looking at the Jerod Mayo situation, because Vrabel was available last year.
Got
I
it.
don't
So
know
it's
if
2 years after they fired him then. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very quick turnaround from what he did with the Patriots.
Yeah, well, still, he could become the first player head coach to win a Super Bowl with the same team as a player and a head coach. So it's going to be good, and we'll probably do, I think it was 2 or 3 videos regarding the Super Bowl. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. It's going to be fun. There's new blood, and it's a relatively new team, even though these teams have played each other before. But it will be really exciting. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.